Goal 16, number 12, Chamberlain.
Hi, everyone. We're coming to you live on 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony. And with us from the sidelines tonight, David Aldridge. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Klay Thompson.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
And the starting group for San Francisco. George is out there with Harrison Barnes. Then it's Jose Alvarado. Then it's Ellis, and it's Chamberlain in at the 5. And for the Grizzlies, Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Vince Williams out there with Jackson, and it's Edey in at center. When it comes to teams that like pushing the break, Richard, look no further than these two teams in front of us.
I'm expecting a fun one here tonight, Kevin. Definitely not for the faint of heart. These teams love to get out and run.
Now here's Ellis. Back to Alvarado. San Francisco passing it around. The turnaround. The shot's good by Chamberlain.
But here's the problem. No one's got the strength to move Wilt off his spot, and no one has the height to challenge the shot at its point of release.
Ellis against Bane. Pass to Edey. And here is Williams. No good from outside. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Taylor Jenkins and I shared a few minutes together. When I asked him how hard it is to game plan for Paul George, he just chuckled. He said he's one of the hardest guys in the league to guard. I really challenged our team to make sure we're communicating whenever he has the ball. It'll be, as always, a team-first approach to slowing down PG-13. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. And he can't get the first one. And you look at the Grizzlies' defense the last few years, RJ extremely disruptive.
Yeah, they've been top of the league in steals and blocks. That's just a part of the DNA in Memphis. It can be exhausting playing against guys like this.
Good on the second free throw.
And you know, George is a tough cover. The length, the range, smooth athlete, very difficult to match up with.
Now here's Morant. Wilt Chamberlain with the rebound. Ellis finds Barnes to the paint. Here's Chamberlain. Takes it off the glass. Chamberlain got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Barnes against Williams. Nailed from three-point land.
Not just a scorer, Bane is willing to set up others and does a very good job of it.
Alvarado bounce pass. Chamberlain the pass to Ellis. And right away they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. The Grizzlies shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. No good on that one. And the Warriors making a change here. Ball's checked in. And he's good on the second. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Outside, George. Chamberlain a screen. Let's go. And the rejection by Jackson. Morant with it. Now guarded by Ball. Chamberlain with the block.
And the quickness off the floor, the insane reach. Wilt, one of the greatest shot blockers you'll ever see.
Shoots from 12. And it's San Francisco with the rebound. They are a hot team right now. 7 consecutive wins. And looking for number 8 tonight.
You can feel the energy in the air around this team. They know they are on a roll, and they are committed to keeping it going as long as they can.
Now here's Williams. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Williams dishes to Jackson. Williams kicks to Jackson. Count it.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Now Ball. Pass to George. Chamberlain with it. The 9-foot shot. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Chamberlain got his 3rd basket of the night. The Grizzlies trail by 4. And it's Taylor Jenkins calling timeout here. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Let's pause for just a moment to see the teams that have been extremely effective with their three-point shooting this past month.
And look, that stat is absolutely no fluke. It's just a matter of getting hot from long range. They are working hard to find good, open looks from the perimeter.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, sinks the three-pointer. Jackson's got 5.
What separates Jaren from other bigs is he's got great confidence in his shot.
And Richard, when it comes to Jaren Jackson, there's a lot to appreciate. My goodness.
Oh, I love that he can guard 1 through 5. Really a modern defensive NBA big man. He can go back to the basket or he can face up. He doesn't need the ball to make a huge impact.
Just 3 to shoot. Here's Chamberlain, and San Francisco tacks on 2 more.
And how do you guard this? It's hard to stop the turnaround J when it's done like that.
Pass to Edey. Now here's Morant. He's covered by Ball. Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. Chamberlain with the rebound. Chamberlain got 5 rebounds tonight. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And when you're taking on a back-to-back, Richard, does your approach change at all?
As a player, not much. The coaches, they may look to adjust some minutes, but on the court, you just got to keep pushing.
For San Francisco, they've shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And as a team, they're down around 72% for the season.
No good on the free throw. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for the Warriors. And he sinks the second. And so Morant will bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. 4-point game.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
And a lot of that begins with effort. Putting in the work and closing out possessions should make this a much more contested game.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. You gotta love strong defense.
Man, Jaren Jackson is causing all kind of problems.
In the form of harsh rejections. Wow.
And making a statement right away, letting them know they won't get any easy ones when he's around.
George against Williams. Down low. And Chamberlain with the stuff.
And that's just too easy. The size, strength, length, no way to stop Chamberlain once he gets the ball in that close.
Last game for San Francisco, they picked up the W against the Suns. Ball against Morant. Out to the wing. Pass to Edey. And he dunks it home.
Sometimes Morant just makes this look effortless. He's such a gifted passer.
Chamberlain with a screen on Williams. George passes. Finishing with force. Whoa.
That's what I'm talking about.
How about the body control and just the sheer athletic prowess of Chamberlain on that one?
And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Now, here's Payne. 11-point game his last outing.
Slow going for him this quarter. The defense putting up a good fight.
Caldwell Pope kicks the ball. Back to Caldwell Pope to the middle. It's deflected. Stolen by Jackson. Here's Payne. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Still without a basket. It's George on the wing. No problems.
Man, I want to take a look at that block. That was a good play there on offense, but I want to take a look at this chase down block by Chamberlain. He just sized it up. This chase down block, bro. Bro, that's insane, man. That is insane. Chamberlain was behind the play and got back into the picture and blocked it. Anyway, back to the game.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
The Grizzlies trail by 8.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
We've got a timeout called by Taylor Jenkins. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over.
And with the break here, let's look at the stats for Jackson. And he's as opportunistic as anybody defensively, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in steals per game.
And trying to muscle up shots against difficult. Just a dominant rim protector all season. And again, Memphis no good. San Francisco leading by 8. Barnes kicks to George. Out to Ball. Back to George. Pass to Chamberlain. San Francisco passing it around. Morant with it. Now guarded by Ball. And that one's good. Morant.
Oh, one thing about Ja, he's determined.
For San Francisco, they've gone 8 of 12 on field goal attempts so far. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. At this point in his career, Paul George says he's in bully mode. He said, every night I'm on the floor, I'm there to dominate. Whether it's being more physical or going right at whoever I got to go at, you're going to feel me. I'm having that approach every time. I'm there to destroy you. Kevin? Wow.
I love it, though, D.A. Got to admit it. Awful powerful. Thank you. Here's Ball. Following the score by Memphis. George with the bounce pass. Now, here is Chamberlain. Guarded closely. Rebounded by Jackson.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Here's Payne. The Warriors pull it in.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
Inside, Payne with the steal. Morant with it. Now guarded by Ball. And plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up.
Physical game.
What do you guys think
Physical
so far
game.
about the offensive approach for San Francisco?
Guys, they're bullying them in the post, using their size and strength as an advantage, exploiting the defense.
And also, guys, they're out-muscling their opponent. The points in the paint are piling up because of that aggressiveness.
And the Grizzlies with some changes. Brandon Clark, he's checked in for Edey. Santi Aldama comes in for Jackson. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Morant. Then for the Warriors, LaRavia is checked in, and it's Klay Thompson in for George. Both good from the line that time. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for San Francisco. To the inside. And now the Grizzlies. Fast break. Outside, Smart. Clark against Chamberlain. Outside, Williams. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
Okay, so if I were to say this was a disaster of a period for him, it would be an understatement. But hey, sometimes you got to shoot your way out of the slump, even for him.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. Still yet to score. To the middle. They could use a bucket. Nice touch on the bank shot. And the Warriors lead by 4.
He's looked practically unstoppable this quarter. The defense, yeah, well, they haven't had many answers for him.
Smart finds Aldama. Payne for 3. Finally gets one to fall. He's now 1 for 5 with his first make.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally gets one to go.
Ball with it. Chamberlain with a screen on Smart. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Smart with the steal. And it's Memphis on the break. Pass to Williams. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
Nothing.
Yeah, straight up, guys. Like, he's ice cold, like freezing. What's colder than cold? But you don't have to shoot it, my guy. It's okay to pass the ball.
Smart against Ball. Outside, Smart. Payne for 3. And it's San Francisco with the rebound. Chamberlain got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Thompson outside. Back to Caldwell Pope. Thompson outside. Shot clock at 6. Down low.
Memphis foul. Desmond Bell. Second personal foul for the team.
San
Trying
Francisco
to set up that inside screen for
Chamberlain.
Chamberlain to get a quick post entry pass or a quick hitter. It was slow developing, but we got it at the last second.
That free throw good from Chamberlain. Some changes for Memphis. Wells comes in for Vince Williams. And it's Morant in for Bain. Both shots good from the stripe. The Grizzlies trail by 5. Morant outside. Pass to Aldama. Memphis moving that ball around. Can't connect from short range.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Ball feeling it out a bit. Now Chamberlain. He's covered by Clark. Thompson outside. Off target from outside. LaRavia passes to Chamberlain. Thompson way outside. The second effort. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And I'll tell you, the combination of agility, wingspan, and stamina, very difficult to keep Wilt from scoring off those misses.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight. San Francisco making a switch here. On the free throw, no good. The Grizzlies trail by 7. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Aldama. Morant outside. And finished off by Morant.
Oh, he's got some hops. Morant, this man.
Now, this illustrates what I've been saying the entire time. Like, in the modern era, it's just impossible, man. With defensive 3 seconds. Wilt cannot protect that basket indefinitely, and Ja Morant knows it. At this point, Klay Thompson is not a great defender anymore. Takes him into the dead corner. Quick, hard drive. Chamberlain's got to honor this man because he can shoot the three. And it's just too much space, even for Wilt Chamberlain to cover, to get back in there with Ja and his speed and elevation. 2 points. That's how you get a shot blocker out in the modern era. There's nothing Chamberlain can do about that.
Loves to attack the rim whenever he gets the chance. And when I mean any chance, I mean any chance.
Here's Kolek. Chamberlain a screen. Shoots the three. No good on the last second attempt there. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Warriors lead by 5. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And from what we've seen so far from the Warriors, how would you grade them?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
And let me tell you, when you establish a physical edge, it gives you a mental edge too.
On the court right now for San Francisco, they've got Hield. Klay Thompson is out there with Chamberlain. And it's LaRavia in at the 4 slot. Now here's Morant. He had 15 points last out, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing.
Defenses have tried to figure out a way to stop Morant's drive, but his agility and strength ensures that he's always going to get a shot.
The first one falls. R.J. Morant has always had unquestionable talent. Now it's a question of, can he focus on his game?
And you hope he had his wake-up call. Still one of the most exciting players in the game. His burst and bounce, one of a kind.
Both free throws good from Morant. Richard, how do you think the game has changed since you retired?
Well, the jump shooting teams have had more success. I think the game has changed, and it allows for more Europeans. It allows for it to be more of a global game. The less physical, the more inclusive.
Here's LaRavia. Still scoreless. Just 5 on the clock. Thompson right side. Plenty of space. And that one's good. LaRavia. And the Warriors lead by 5.
With all the attention Klay gets, it can lead to open looks for others. Nice decision.
It's Morant with the drive. The shot, no good. Some solid defense from Chamberlain.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Here's Kolek. Pass to Chamberlain. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. It goes on Brandon Clark.
And one of the most prolific scorers you'll find. Wilt keeps finding ways to raise the bar, as evidenced by his output here tonight.
This will be his 4th shot at the line in this one. Chamberlain no good on the free throw. The Grizzlies trail by 7. Nice shot by Smart. Smart's got his first 2 points of the night.
And that's an error by the D. You can't give someone like Smart that kind of position inside.
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. A shot by Thompson. No one's around. Drops in the tray. Thompson's got the lead up to 8 now for the Warriors. Morant passes to Aldama. Pass to Clark. Shoots over Chamberlain. Chamberlain with the block. And they'll get another chance. No good from Clark. Warriors leading by 8. To the paint. Shot by Hield. Nobody around. The basket good off the assist from Chamberlain. Chamberlain got 3 assists now in this one. And here's Morant. 6 points for him. Pass to Aldama. Back to Morant. Clark sets a screen for Morant. Drills it from outside. Morant's got 9.
Consistency from deep is going to be the biggest determining factor in Morant's ceiling. If he gets that, I think we're going to see some MVPs in his future.
Now, here is Chamberlain. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. And Chamberlain with the stuff.
Nothing soft about the putback.
There is no.
And why chance it,
They're
right?
playing small ball right now with Chamberlain, and
That's his MOB physical.
anytime we miss a shot, we're almost guaranteed to get an offensive rebound. Almost.
No, that's what he's looking to do.
They're just too small up front to keep them off the glass.
And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Going inside. Thompson dishes to Chamberlain. They double team Chamberlain. 4 on the clock. Kolek. And he's good on the 3 ball. Kolek has got himself going with the triple. His first
All these
basket of
wide
the game.
open threes, too.
Lobbed up there for Clark. And then Clark slams it in.
Good comeback.
Dime courtesy of Morant.
Caught Chamberlain
I love
sleeping.
to play with Ja.
All these set shot threes. Those are the best kind of threes to shoot when your feet are set.
Here's Kolek. Pass to Thompson. Here's Kolek. Thompson outside. And here's Chamberlain. He's covered by Clark. And
Too
that
little.
one's good by Chamberlain.
Just too little. Let me zoom in more so you can really get the impact of the size difference that I'm trying to. Like, look at the size difference here. Just, dude. Like, it doesn't showcase until you really zoom in on it how different it is on the size. Like, small ball really. Look, dude, you don't need commentary for this. It speaks for itself. It speaks for itself.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Smart passes to Wells. Back to Smart. Lets it go with the 3. Drills the 3-pointer. Smart's got his second basket of the night.
And it's big when Smart is hitting from deep. Really helps open up this offense.
Here's Kolek. Pass to Chamberlain. From past the arc. And it's Chamberlain finishing it off.
They cannot keep Chamberlain off the offensive glass.
And now
Every time we miss a shot, he just goes up and gets the offensive rebound and slams it back in. They're just too small up front.
Here's Morant. 9 points in the game so far. Clark outside. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Morant's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. San Francisco leading by 9.
I think it's substitutions in here pretty soon. Let's bring in Paul George.
Pass to Thompson.
Over to Chamberlain.
With it. He's covered by Clark.
No double team coming.
And again,
Too easy.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Too easy.
Chamberlain got 30.
Too big.
His shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Here's Aldama.
Here comes Ja.
Clark sets a screen for Morant.
Blocked by Chamberlain.
Hield. San Francisco has gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. For the 3. It's rebounded
That's
by
the
Memphis.
That's the first time they stopped Chamberlain on the offensive glass. All game long. That's the first time.
They made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
And tonight, I expect them to play better offensively. Try to get some closer looks.
Now here's Smart. He's coming off a 10-point game against New Orleans.
Chamberlain again.
And it's still a rare
shutting
sight
it
to
down
see
inside.
numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
That wasn't a block that time, but he
Totally
intimidated the
in
shot.
zone, showing his incredible focus when it comes to attacking the glass.
Now here's Heald.
Let's get a timeout here.
By John Morant. And the Warriors decide to take their first timeout here.
Let's bring back Ball in and go with Mogbo. No, I'm going to go with Harrison Barnes and bring back in KCP.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Edie's checked in for Clark. Jackson comes in for Santi.
Walking right into position.
Williams
Wilt calling for it. Deep in the post. Right out the inbound. Perfect.
The shot goes down. Chamberlain got the lead up to 13 now for the Warriors.
Damn.
Pass to Bain.
Had him sealed right underneath the basket. Nothing they could do.
Williams scanning the floor. The Grizzlies
Rebound,
with another
Chamberlain.
miss.
And he continues to cast away, but the results just haven't been there tonight.
Ball finds Barnes. And it's Chamberlain finishing it off.
Man, he just getting that deep position, man.
Spots a wide open guy and sends that ball.
They're just too small to deal with it. And they don't have the kind of big men like a Brook Lopez or a Giannis. Somebody that could provide some kind of a physical something.
Ball against Morant. It doesn't go for him. Some solid defense from Chamberlain.
Man, Ja is just being shut down.
Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. And
Oh, my God.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
Ooh.
They've played fantastic ball, and you can feel the hush that's come
The
over
small
this
ball
crowd.
stuff doesn't work against big men, man. I'm telling you.
Got some time
If
to
you
check
play-
in from the sideline.
If you play dedicated to exploiting it,
Kevin, thanks.
you'll eat it alive.
The NBA's 65 games requirement for postseason awards has drawn some criticism. But Adam Silver says ultimately
small
this
ball
is
is good
about
if you can
fans,
control the pace and get the
putting
shots
best product
and get the
forward.
mismatches.
Load management was not working.
But Chamberlain's so athletic, he
This
can
is
negate
having
a lot of that
desired
pick and roll
effect.
stuff because he can get back into
Guys
play.
are out on the floor.
He's not the typical
They want to be on the floor,
7-footer.
right? Keep them tuning in. Good stuff, DA. Thank you.
But what we are seeing, though, is that you can get threes off of him on stretch fives
That's good from
and
Morant.
fours
You're having a lot of success from the line here.
if
in
you
the
widen
second
up your
quarter.
offense. But but you have to keep it from the outside. You can't
So
have
it
them
makes both from
fading
the
out.
line.
Because Chamberlain just gets back too easily. They have to come up and spot up at the three-point line. They can't fade out to the three because he'll get back in the play and defend the basket.
Ja wants to apply pressure by driving, not shooting threes.
Now, here's George. 17 points in his last outing. Outside for Caldwell Pope.
Miss Harrison Barnes in the corner, I know.
Outside, Ball. Shoots over Morant. Ball, no good. The Grizzlies trail by 15.
Miss Harrison Barnes in the quarter that time for a three. Chamberlain's tired.
It's Williams, high post. He has 5. Morant passes to Jackson.
There it is, guys.
Off
That's what I was
target
talking
from
about.
three-point range.
You can get those threes off if they spot up
Last
out
game
there.
for San Francisco,
They can't
picked up
use
the
pick and
W
roll to
against
do
the
it. They have to
Suns
spot
in
up
Phoenix.
and run off of Chamberlain's action
Chamberlain with
away
a
from the
screen
ball.
on Morant.
That's how you take advantage of Chamberlain
Ball against
or
Morant.
any shot blocker for that matter. Got play.
Outside, Ball.
Nah, he ain't cut through. He
Stolen
ain't
by
follow through on the
Jackson.
cut. I was trying to set up a play for Harrison Barnes, but he ain't follow through on the cut.
Williams inside, defended by George. Williams shot is
Hey.
off. Warriors leading by 15. Outside, Ball. Over in the corner, Barnes.
Paul George.
Caldwell Pope outside.
Paul George in the middle.
Here's
Wilt on the
Chamberlain.
rebound. Can't
Grizzlies with the rebound. Edie's got
That was a
his
good
fifth
play. We just
rebound
couldn't
right
convert.
now in the game.
Here comes Ja.
Now here's Morant for 3. And it's San Francisco with the rebound.
This is the definition of forcing it. He's trying to get himself going, but taking tough shots just won't do it.
Chamberlain in the post deep. Were they coming double team? Nope.
Chamberlain down
Drop
low.
step. Too
He's
strong.
got 36, and it's Chamberlain finishing it off.
Too strong.
Get him the ball anywhere close to the
Too
hoop,
deep in the
that
post.
thing is over.
Now here's Morant. He's got 11.
Here comes Moran on the cut.
Moving it over. Back to Morant.
Trying to challenge Chamberlain. Going to challenge Chamberlain.
Some
Can't do
solid
it.
defense from Chamberlain.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to.
Damn.
Because he is so strong.
Dude is just.
Ball finds George.
Oh my God, John Moran on Wilt Chamberlain in the post.
Around. They double team Chamberlain. And the
They
bucket
foul
is
him and
good.
it's still
Three-point
too.
play chance
Oh
here for
my
him.
God. Oh my God. What a bad defensive possession for Memphis. I don't know. How did Ja end up on? How did that happen? I got to see how that materialized. Put it on Ja. Camera on Ja. There he is. This is a transition. I guess what happened was when Ja was trying to take on Chamberlain, the defense got back and he was lagging back and he got stuck with the matchup. Yep, he had the matchup with Chamberlain. He had no choice. He could have switched off right there, but they chose to stay on Paul George to take that three-point shot away. So, but then after this is just brutal. That is, God damn. Let's just zoom in and really look at Ja's face, man. Holy shit! What the fuck? It was at this moment Ja knew he fucked up. Yeah. God damn.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
When it ain't broke, leave it alone until someone stops him. Just let him roll.
And this is his 4th trip to the free throw line tonight. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Smart's checked in. The free throw good from Chamberlain. There's a minute 34 left in the first half of the game. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Morant with a wide open look. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Morant's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Grizzlies. When it comes to the league's most physical defenders, Richard, look no further than Marcus Smart.
Yeah, he's someone that has no problem sacrificing his body, whether that's taking charges or diving after loose balls. He is
Chamberlain just sets monster screens, man.
Now Morant. 14 points for him. Smart.
Ja cutting to the basket.
Always going up for the
Oh, that was clever. That was beautiful.
Stuff the alley-oop.
That was a clever
He
play.
pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
That was clever.
Stupendous
Respect
alley-oop.
that.
Chamberlain with a screen on Morant. Outside for George. Inside. Caldwell Pope outside. Outside, Ball. 6 on the shot clock. Chamberlain with a screen on Morant. Ball dishes to Chamberlain.
Got it.
It's good. With time
Woo,
running down
that was
the
clutch.
shot clock. Chamberlain got 43 points.
Hey, he got 43
Grizzlies
points.
trail
Oh,
by
God
20.
damn.
Just
I didn't
1
even
second
notice it.
between the shot clock and game clock.
Almost got as many points as them. That defense has been
against
so
Morant.
stifling, man. They can't score. Three-pointers, and they can't get any inside shots.
Some solid defense from Chamberlain.
Man.
And it's San Francisco.
If he ain't blocking it, he intimidating it.
Lead. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. It's time now to go courtside as we send
I think the
you
best
over
way to
David
take Chamberlain
Aldridge
out of
from
it
the sideline.
defensively
David, take it away.
is go to a 5-out
Thanks very
set
much.
and spot
Taylor
your big
Jenkins
men
is here
out
with
with
us for the
shooters.
second quarter, coach.
Because if you try to do it from the inside out, let them fade out, Chamberlain can just get back in the play to defend the basket.
You know, it hurts our offense when we're not able to get stops and get out and run it.
That's the way to take advantage of Chamberlain. Go to a 5-out offense. Get your big man in the corner so Chamberlain has to go away from the basket and defend those stretch fives.
Thanks, coach.
And then drive in with your guards.
Thanks, David.
One-
And we'll be
but
back
you gotta-
shortly
but you gotta have good
following
one-on-one
halftime to get the
players
third
do it,
quarter
though.
underway.
Like a John Morant or a Edwards or someone like that. Other than that, he's just going to keep the basket locked down. And you have no post-up players to go at him with. That's another problem. You don't have any back-to-the-basket players.
An update on how
at least go at it.
Contest contenders are shaping
Nobody has any
Definitely
back-to-the-basket
some
skills anymore.
explosive guys on this list, but there's plenty of time out there for someone to grab.
So he
this
basically
spot.
gets a free lunch every day on defense.
Elevator earning.
Yeah, that 50-inch first. And let's move on to that first half. Talk about a rough start for the Grizzlies.
Can't miss this many shots and not be competitive. They're rushing, looking desperate. Kind of feel sorry for them.
No, you don't.
You were laughing while we were watching it.
Hey, man, that's off the air.
I know Shaq enjoying this. Look at the man. Look at the numbers, man.
Kevin Harlan
43 and 24 and a half. Come on now. But that's what happened. They play in this extreme small ball version, and this is nothing but three-pointers and looking for threes and layups.
And as we dive
And the layups have been taken away. They're hitting threes, but they're not getting the layups. That's the difference.
So far, it has been a runaway. We're seeing a tremendous
Gotta mix in some mid-range.
from Wilt Chamberlain.
Well, with a double-double in hand through 2 quarters, you can just imagine what his stat line will look like at the end of this one.
But I don't think that that's the most important thing to him. Sure, putting up big numbers doesn't hurt, but he's all about getting the win over everything else.
And so Morant will bring it up for the Grizzlies. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. Morant is the point with Bain out on the wing. Jaron Jackson is out there with Williams. And it's Edey.
But this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about, guys. If you keep the bigs at least somewhat extended, he should be out further. At least that'll open up the lane to drive in. See, if he was out here further, he probably would have got an easy dunk. Because the fact that Chamberlain's there, he still had to brace himself for that.
At the 5.
But nonetheless, though,
that's the lineup in the game for Memphis. The Grizzlies have been good at the free throw.
It's hard. It's hard to deal with, man. He basically Chamberlain changes the entire landscape of your defense.
That free throw, no good.
Because he allows you to basically have a relaxed defensive mentality. You can just sit back and let guys go to the basket and just let Chamberlain go up there and take it away.
And the second free throw, good.
Which is why if you put 3 and D guys, around him, it makes it even harder. Because now you got everybody that's good. They're good one-on-one defenders. Once they get beat, they won't have anything left to go to the basket strong.
Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Good steal, good steal.
Payne with the steal. And here we go, the Grizzlies on a fast break. And let's check out a breakdown looking at some of the stats for him.
There's been a drop-off in the rebounding numbers. He seems to be getting out-muscled on the glass in a way.
Yeah, he's having his last team games, he's slowing down.
Games, the totals have taken a huge hit.
He's only averaging 34 and 22. What a slacker. What a slacker. Oh, boy. It's a long season.
That's good from Morant. Greg, with how explosive John Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health.
Both free throws good from Morant.
The explosiveness of Morant is just incredible. His motor and work ethic are both tremendous as well.
Outside, George. Ellis outside. San Francisco passing it around. Here's George. And it's good off the back of the rim.
Paul George going to work.
George has got 8 points.
Second best player on the team.
I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys.
85 overall at this point, as per the rules.
Good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's gonna put his foot.
Remember, on these teams,
when he gets
the second best player can only be 85 overall, no higher. Everybody else is 80 and under.
It's Ellis on the wing.
But it's their skill sets that matter.
Pass to Alvarado. Now here is George.
They may be 80s, but their skill sets.
Here's Chamberlain.
Their skill sets go together with Chamberlain.
Jackson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. This one for 3. Chamberlain with the rebound.
And hit.
San Francisco leading by 16.
I don't think of Paul George. Matter of fact, I'm going to take Chamberlain out and run my offense with Paul George for a while because Chamberlain's gassed. We're no longer holding Chamberlain to the every minute of every game rule anymore since he got hurt earlier, so he can no longer play every minute now. So
Minutes gone in this third quarter now. Alvarado passes to George. Down low.
Hey. Good steal.
Oh, here comes Williams all alone.
Good defense by Alvarado. 3 and D players.
Outside.
Everybody out here is a good one-on-one defender.
Pass to
on some level.
From outside, off the mark. San Francisco.
Good defense by Alvarado to get back on that. Miss Chamberlain on that rim run.
And here's Chamberlain.
Paul George. Paul George.
Outside. Here's George over Bain. And no good. Trying to use the glass. The Grizzlies trail by 16. Now Morant.
Watch the cutter. Here comes Morant. Here comes Morant.
Pass to Jackson. The 3. Good. And the nice assist from Morant.
That's the way you got to play. You got to spot your big man up outside. Let your guards do the work to take Chamberlain away from the basket. That's the way to beat him.
George looking over the floor.
You can't play inside out. You got to go outside out. There is no inside.
Here's Barnes. Guarded by Jackson.
Alvarado with a quick shot.
Here's Alvarado. That
got
one
it.
Tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. And the Warriors lead by 15. For Memphis, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half.
Yeah, they're opening it up now. They're spreading their big man out now.
Morant outside.
Let's open up the paint for drivers. This is smart. They finally figured it out.
On the wing, Bain. That 3 off the mark. Warriors leading by 15. Barnes outside. Pass to Chamberlain.
Chamberlain, no jump shot.
They double team Chamberlain. He's off
Dang
on
it.
that one. And it's Williams with the ball for the Memphis Grizzlies. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. Here's Edey, guarded by Chamberlain.
Gonna be tough now.
Chamberlain with the block.
Another
Jackson
block.
Finds Bain. And the 3 off.
Rebound, Chamberlain.
And you have to like how they're moving the ball right now.
Snappy passes to ready.
Paul
shooters.
George.
It's basketball 101.
One-on-one.
Boy, is it working.
Now, here's George. 8 points for him. And the rejection by Jackson. Pass to Morant. It's tipped.
Good D.
And so it looks like the
I'm telling you, everybody on this team is a
possession
good.
here.
Most everybody on this team is a good 3 and D guy. Alvarado 3 and D. Ellis 3 and D. Paul George 3 and D. Harrison Barnes not so much, but off the bench 3 and D. Klay Thompson. Pope 3 and D. Ball 3 and D. Mogbo's more of a hustle guy, and then you got Kolik's a 3 and D guy. But we're gonna take Chamberlain out. We've already taken him out, and we're gonna bring in Klay Thompson. We're gonna bring in Mogbo to help out with the rebounding since Chamberlain's going to be out. We'll bring back in Lonzo Ball. And we'll bring in KCP. Chamberlain's going out.
Get a break in the action. Let's take a peek at the team's scoring leaders.
So we'll see if they can make a run here with Chamberlain going on the bench.
That can put points on the board in a hurry. It's always fun to watch them play.
Chamberlain going to the bench here. We'll see if Memphis can get back in the game.
Wants to regroup and go
it's not
over
over.
Strategy. And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor.
Chamberlain taking his first break tonight.
Now here's
So now
Jackson.
they
He's
finna-
tightly guarded.
Good D.
Caldwell Pope left side.
Mobo.
Here's Mobo.
Oh!
And that one is stuffed right through.
Like I said, he's a hustle guy.
The vision there.
Mogbo will hustle for you.
Looking to get his guys going when they're open.
He's an X Factor kind of guy.
Morant with it. He's got 16. Bain looking around. Jackson passes to Morant. Just 4 to shoot. Can they get it? The Warriors pull it in. They led the game at 1 point by 20. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That game is the first and last of their
hustling.
homestand.
Getting up the court quick.
The Grizzlies trail by 19.
That's his mentality.
Outside
Run the floor,
Jackson.
rebound, defend, and get cheap buckets.
Williams against Thompson. Jackson kicks to Morant.
Morant.
Here's Edey. Bain finds Williams. Memphis moving that ball around. Pass to Jackson. Fires from deep. Hands it from downtown. Jackson's got 6 points in the quarter.
That gives him his second 3 of the half with 3 total for the game.
Here's Mobo. And here's Thompson. Caldwell Pope outside. Over Bain. Grizzlies with the rebound. Jackson's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Match up, get Bang, pick up Bang.
Trying to break that ice cold streak.
Ah, he got me.
Gets it to fall.
I knew Bang was dangerous, man. He had that angle,
All the points he
that
gets
driving
on the
angle.
perimeter, it's trouble
I couldn't
for
get
the
there in
team when
time.
Bane starts getting points inside.
Caldwell Pope outside. And here is Ball. Scoreless thus far. Adams sets the pick for Thompson. Pass to Mobo. San Francisco needs to get a shot off
Man,
here.
offense is bogging down. This offense is built to be around
Morant
Chamberlain.
against Ball.
Morant.
And it's Morant
Tough shot.
missing.
And the
Mark
well
Bo.
is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, and the risk now is that he gets inside his own head. Time to take deep breaths in through the nose.
Marbo
out
with a
the mouth,
screen.
And let the game
Legal
come
screen
to
on
you.
Marbo.
When a pick like that is questionable, it creates that much of an advantage for the offense. You
Man.
have to blow the whistle.
You gotta blow the whistle when it's that obvious. Great call there by the official.
Santi Aldama's checked in for the Grizzlies. Now here's Morant. He's got
Job for
16.
three.
Offline with
Can
his
it?
3.
And if they want to mount a comeback here, they need him to get going. It's just that simple.
Caldwell Pope pass to Adams. Ball against Morant. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Desmond Bane. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging about 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Fantastic totals for him across the board. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps rolling.
I think if you talk to anyone on this team, they believe in his abilities about 1,000%.
The first free throw is good.
I'd like to call a little attention to Ball's determination, both on and off the court. You throw a challenge at him, and he will do everything in his power to overcome it.
Ball hits them both. Now here's Morant. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. Pass to Bain. From deep. Mobo with the rebound.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball on the three-point line.
Adams' shot is good.
And this is where Adams has the biggest impact. The closer to the basket, the more effective he is.
Here's Morant.
Oh, yes!
It's a totally different experience when Wilt Chamberlain goes out the game.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The
Like,
scoring breakdown
he
for the
changes the
Warriors.
landscape of everything that you do on the court,
It's
man.
been a point of emphasis all night long, but I love this hard-nosed attitude of this team.
And another stat that they've excelled at is points off assists. They're moving the ball around and creating great looks for one another.
That's good from Morant. In recent history, GA, we've seen some so-called redshirt rookies really thrive in their first season.
Oh, great call, partner. Blake Griffin, Joel Embiid, Chet Holmgren, the latest, were all forced to sit out their first year, but they got to be around the team, soak up as much knowledge as possible, and you can't really argue with the results.
Williams finds Morant. Back to Bain. Just 5 to shoot. Jacks up a 3. The Warriors pull it in.
Yeah, no triples for him here in the second half. One fell in the first, though. Can he turn it up?
And the 3 ball is good. Caldwell Pope's got his first 3 points of the game.
Yeah, defenses beware. You have to close out hard on KCP and disrupt his rhythm.
Back to Morant. Lets the 3 fly. Knocked away. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. And a quick look at how the Grizzlies' schedule is shaping up. On Monday, they'll defend home court against the Portland Trail Blazers. And then on Wednesday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the Sacramento Kings.
And for that game against Los Angeles, you know they're going to be amped up for that one. And they'll need to be. That's going to be one tough game for that group.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Marcus Smart's checked in for Vince Williams. And Pippen subbed in for Morant. 2 on the clock. Here's Smart. And another miss by Memphis. San Francisco leading by 18. Right side, Ball. Out to the right wing. Out to Thompson. Adams, the pass to Caldwell Pope. Screen by Adams. The shot from 20 feet away. That's out of bounds. San Francisco will retain possession. And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
And that block might serve as a spark for this team. We'll see if it can ignite them.
And there's 1:45 left in the third. And Thompson gets it to go.
I just love how fast Thompson gets his shot off. It makes him so much more lethal.
To the middle. Here's Clark, and it's Clark slamming it down.
And although he's undersized at his position, his vertical, yeah, that'll clean up a few mistakes.
Pippen against Ball. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Thompson with it. Ball kicks to Caldwell Pope. 6 to shoot. Adams against Clark. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Adams has got 4 this quarter.
Taking full advantage of a gap in the mid-range coverage.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
It's stolen by Adams. Pass to Mobo. Outside for Caldwell Pope. Thompson from long range. They get the rebound. Back to Caldwell Pope. Outside, Ball. Thompson outside. Puts up a 3. Aldama with the rebound. Aldama's got 4 rebounds in this game.
And imagine how good they'll look if he can start to chip in a bit more offensively.
Clark left side. Payne for 3. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Mobo. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And it's San Francisco with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We come back right after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist to the...
All right, let's go ahead and bring Wilt back in and start the fourth. Take Mogbo out. We're going to bring in Laveria. That's going to add a stretch 4 out there. Going to bring Harrison Barnes and put him at the 3. Ellis at the 2. And we're going to bring in my man Kolek at the 1.
Game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
A lot of times a spectacular pass is more impressive than a spectacular shot. This is one of those times.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Setting the floor for the Warriors, we've got Chamberlain. Barnes out there with Ellis. And it's Kolek in at the point.
Ooh, he's been the guy tonight. Really impressive performance.
Ellis against Smart. Now here's Wells. Defense right on him. And then Morant rams it in.
And leave it up to Morant.
Hey, John Morant.
Spectacular.
Damn.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Warriors leading by 21. Here's Kolek. Nobody near Barnes. No good with the triple. Now here's Wells. Covered by Barnes for 3. A nice shot by Huff. Huff's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Just over a minute played here in the 4th. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Morant. Clark, who's checked in for Memphis.
Coming onto the floor for the Grizzlies, number 15, Brandon Todd.
Here's Kolek, the 10-footer. And it's Laravia missing. Here's Smart. Banked in off the glass.
And the Memphis Grizzlies trying to get back in this game.
They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Long way to go, though.
Here's Kolek. San Francisco passing it around. From the arc. Yes, and a nice assist from Chamberlain.
Off the Chamberlain double team.
Chamberlain got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. The Grizzlies trail by 19. Morant surveying the D. Puts it up from 12. A rebound by Wilt Chamberlain. San Francisco is gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. On the wing, Barnes. Pass to Chamberlain. Ellis outside. Here's Laravia. Here's Chamberlain. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
He's been dominant all game long. Nobody on the floor can stop him. And look, let's just say he knows it.
Vince Williams is checked in for Wells.
Wilt Chamberlain at the line for 1.
When you compare, Richard, the NBA to the other major sports leagues, you have to be proud of the way things are run.
The NBA is a global league that focuses on global expansion, more so than any other major sport in the United States. And when it comes to the players, there isn't a league that treats their players better.
Now here's Smart. Pass to Clark. 5 to shoot. Morant outside. Oh, good on the triple.
The D has to respect his range. He made 2 in the first half, and he's capable of draining even more here in the second.
Here's Kolek. Pass to Chamberlain. And good! There's another.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. We've got a timeout called by Taylor Jenkins. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. Paul George, he's checked in for Harrison Barnes. For Memphis, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Grant, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on George.
Forget the long-range shots. Ja wants to challenge you down low.
Taking 2 shots.
That's good from Morant. GA, what effect do you think the rule to limit flopping has had since it was put into place in the NBA?
Well, I do think we're seeing less theatrics. And there were fines before, but a flop now might impact the game itself. So I'd say it's been a bit of a deterrent.
Jose Alvarado, he's checked in for San Francisco. Here's Alvarado to the inside. Chamberlain, the pass to Alvarado. Now Ellis. Pass to LaRavia. Yes, and a nice assist from Chamberlain.
And of all the attributes, one thing that sometimes gets overlooked with Chamberlain is the court vision. Makes a great read there.
Now Eldama. Clark into the lane. Chamberlain with the block. To the paint. Here's LaRavia. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And guys, to go on a big run, get some breathing space, it has to be a great play on each end.
Now, here's Clark. Pass to Morant. Lets a floater go. Warriors with the rebound.
There has been nothing for him this quarter. Ever since halftime, he's lost all of his touch.
Here's Alvarado. Here's Chamberlain. He got it again. Sensational.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. Morant against Ellis. Morant outside. Aldama passes to Clark. Here's the teardrop. Alvarado with it. To the left side wing. Pass to Chamberlain. They double-team Chamberlain. Three-pointer. Drains the three-pointer.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
And so Morant will bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. And the NBA helping establish academies and even leagues, Greg, on foreign soil. Do you expect more to come?
I do, Kevin. I think the league recognizes it has a big role to play in the expansion of the game globally. Investments being made with the long-term view in mind.
And here's George. Following Ja Morant's three. George with the bounce pass. Chamberlain down low. He's against Clark. And Chamberlain with the stuff.
And no doubt about it, in order for them to be successful, he has got to be a catalyst when it comes to scoring.
The Grizzlies have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. George against Morant. Chamberlain with the block. George dishes to Ellis. Pass to Alvarado. San Francisco passing it around. Here's Chamberlain. It's Clark with the rebound.
See, that miss right there. It's why teams try to avoid the mid-range jumper these days.
Smart kicks to Morant. Into the lane. Here's Aldama. Good, and the nice assist from Morant. Morant's got his 8th assist in the game. San Francisco has gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Chamberlain down low. He's guarded by Williams. And that one's good by Chamberlain. Chamberlain got 13 points in the second half. Morant against Ellis. Poked away. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And here's Morant. And a miss there on the triple.
And maybe, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes.
Here's Smart. Good on the triple. Smart's got 5 points now this quarter.
Look, and when Marcus Smart is hitting from deep, it really makes a difference in this offense. It becomes so much more dynamic.
Here's Alvarado. Pass to Chamberlain. Clock at 6. Lays it up off the glass. Chamberlain got 58.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Morant with it, picked up by Ellis. Here's Aldama. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become.
George passes to Ellis. That's another rebound.
Rebound after rebound after rebound.
Oh, GA, he is crashing the glass with energy. I love it. Ellis against Morant. Over Alvarado. Morant kicks to Clark. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession.
Gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
That's fine. You love the effort, not making things easy for the opposition on offense.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Edie's checked in for Brandon Clark. Jaren Jackson comes in for Santi Aldama. And it's Bain in for Marcus Smart. Pass to Edie. The tray. That shot, no good. San Francisco has gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. Now, here is George. Now, here is Chamberlain. It's rebounded by Memphis. Edie's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Again with the block. And that's 9 blocks.
You know he's going to be coming hard for that 10th, too.
Pass to Chamberlain. Well, a lot of former NBA players have a hard time, RJ, giving credit to current NBA stars. Why do you think that is?
I think so quickly we don't hold next generation to the same standard as prior generations. I don't get into all of that stuff about who is better and who is greater. I just focus on the growth of the game.
Here's Morant. There's Jackson with the 3. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Morant's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. George passes to Chamberlain. Back to George. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. 10 points for George.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for San Francisco.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far. They've won 2 straight.
And taken away by Ellis. On the wing, George. He's guarded by Williams. And Chamberlain with the stuff.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
And it felt like they just flipped the switch to go on that run and seal the game. Saving their best basketball for the end. Always smart.
Pass to Edie. The 3 from Morant. The Warriors pull it in.
Another missed 3, and he seems determined to shoot his way out of it.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Alvarado passes to George. Chamberlain down low. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
First personal foul, second team foul. Shooting for the away team, Wilt Chamberlain at the line for 2.
A free throw good from Chamberlain. He hits both from the stripe. Here's Morant. So we see the Warriors get the win here.
Man,
a resounding victory.
Total domination.
Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But
the game, and it wasn't so. It was just a bad game plan by Memphis. They never adjusted.
That's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
They don't have the players to be able to deal with that kind of power inside.
Obviously, your team is
no one really does.
Defense. It seems like
outside of maybe the Milwaukee Bucks.
We take pride in our defense. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we hang our hats on is locking down when it counts. And we stay
and Dallas.
To pull this one up.
Great team effort tonight, Paul.
The teams that had the most success on Chamberlain thus far has been Dallas and Milwaukee. Everybody else has been pretty much dominated.
Alongside Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony and our reporter David Aldridge and the entire 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying so long. And now our player of the game.
Man, they just playing small ball with Wilt Chamberlain. It's like, man, look at that. Look at the shot percentages. They took 43 threes to make 15 because they had no choice. They had nowhere else to go. They only made 28 field goals tonight. That is insane. 28 field goals for a whole game. That is next level defense, man. You might go your entire life and never see that again. Shoot, 28 field goals. You got players that make 28 field goals in a game. God damn, they only had 28 field goals made for a whole entire game. And most of it was threes, all 3-point shots. They had nothing inside, bro. It's just straight bad strategy. And it's not the player's ability, it's just the technique that they're using. Ja Morant still managed to look at Ja Morant. 7. Let's take a look at Ja Morant's shot chart. He only made 7 shots tonight. My goodness. All because he chose. Take a look at Ja. All those 3-pointers. Look at all those super wide 3-point attempts with hands in his faces. Every time he goes to the basket, Wilt Chamberlain was there to meet him. No mid-range shots to speak of, really. And remember, this team that I've built around Wilt is built with 3-and-D players. So all these guys are pretty much good one-on-one defenders. So every time Ja's getting matched up, he's matching up against someone who can hold their own one-on-one. So he's shooting with a good hand in his face every time. And when he goes to the basket, you're being a good one-on-one defender. If you beat him, now you got to deal with Chamberlain at the basket. It's just too much. It's too much. You know? But he still had, he still had 10 assists, so give him credit for that. But 7 for 35. Yikes. Yeah, that is the worst shooting performance I think I've ever seen in my life. 7 for 35 for a 48-minute game. That is brutal. And it's not even his fault, really. The defense was just stifling. It's not even really his fault. But Chamberlain was the man yet again. Look at that. 66 points, 36 rebounds, 6 assists, 9 blocks, and God knows how many shots he intimidated. And went 30 for 38 from the field because, as we all know, Chamberlain don't shoot jumpers. He don't shoot jumpers. He's just in the paint. Let's take a look at it. In the paint, deep in the post. But another shot block. Rebound, deep in the post. Deep in the post. Deep in the post. Another rebound. Deep in the post. Rebound. Rebound. Deep in the post. What else? Against small ball. Another block. Just sick, man. Just sick. Look at that block, man. He's like about 10 feet off the ground right there. It looked like that. Look at it. Dude, these shot blocks are just insane. And I showed you. Look at that little just corkscrew hook shot he just threw up right there. Look at. They ain't show all of his highlights. They could have. But anyway, moving on. Let's see who's up next on the schedule for Team Chamberlain. After that dominating performance, they will be taking on. Oh, this is going to be an interesting matchup right here. The Orlando Magic with Paulo Banchero and Franz Wagner. Now, as we all know, that Franz Wagner and Paulo are pretty much inside-outside players, so they run pick and roll. So they'll be able to do some things with Chamberlain that we didn't see in this other game because their big men are a lot more versed with handling the ball off the dribble and posting up, as well as running pick and roll. So Chamberlain's going to have some issues in this game, I think, particularly when Paulo Banchero goes to center. When he plays up front and then you put Franz Wagner at the 4 spot, they can run pick and roll and really put pressure on Chamberlain. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. So I will see you guys on my channel. Hopefully you guys have already subscribed. If you haven't, I'd appreciate it if you do. Share the content with your friends and your family and a few of your enemies and turn them into friends. And hit the notification bell so you're right there where all the action goes live, guys. Remember, this is the Wilt Chamberlain in the Modern Era series where we have built a team around Wilt Chamberlain with expansion draft players. In today's NBA, with the players having rules that they can only be an 85 overall for the second best player on the team. That for this one is Paul George. And every player after that is an 80 and under. That's it. If they get better during the season, so be it. I've done that same formula with my Larry Bird, Magic Johnson series, my Michael Jordan series, and my Kobe Bryant series that are currently ongoing. And if you want to check that stuff out, as well as other playlists I got on my channel, go ahead. But most of all, just come out and hang out with me and talk with me, man, about basketball. I love that shit, man. I love talking about basketball with people who are like-minded, who just enjoy 5-on-5 simulation basketball. So I will see you guys in the next one coming up here shortly. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.